So last night I got the chance to watch Blue Beetle. Here's my honest and spoiler-free opinion on this movie. Reminder, there is a writer and actor strike going on, and movies like this wouldn't be possible without them. Now, the history and making of this movie has been kind of messy. This film was at one point made to go straight to streaming. Same thing as Batgirl before that got slashed away for tax purposes, and then when the trailers finally came out and they said this would go to theaters, people were like, this looks like a TV Power Rangers movie. What are you doing? But as someone who was first introduced to Blue Beetle through Batman Brave and the Bold, I knew this character had potential if they give it a chance. And I think if you give this movie a chance, it's gonna surprise you with how good it is. Now, this isn't comic book movie of the year or something that's gonna change the superhero genre, but as far as simple superhero movie origin stories, this film is such a blast and a fun to watch. Saul Maridueña as Jaime Reyes is not only charming, charismatic, he makes his big movie star debut work. Along with that, his family and the Latino representation made me feel so seen. I'm Mexican and grew up in a Mexican household, and the family in here, from their phrases to the music to what they're watching on TV, all of it was a slap back to my childhood. It made me connect with this movie a lot more than I thought it would, and when it gets to the emotional moments, because there are some in here, it got me teary-eyed. The movie also does a fantastic job showing why Blue Beetle is such an awesome and unique character, from all the weapons he can conjure up to the hand-to-hand combat scenes in here. They said they took a lot of inspiration from the Injustice video game, and you could tell. I love the mix of practical and visual effects in here, because the suit itself is all physically there, and when it mixes in with some of those CGI special effects, I think it looks good. Of course, there are some wonky moments, but for the most part, I think it looks great. If I had to be honest with my negatives in the movie, sometimes it could be a little silly. It can be a little campy. Some jokes are going to be too cheesy for people. Also, because we've had thousands of superhero movies made, there's going to be a lot of stuff in here where you're like, seen there, been there, done that. You know, parts of it feels like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, then the family dynamic reminds you of Shazam, and then the suit and talking scarab will remind you of Iron Man. I will say the villains also feel one-dimensional and very average for a comic book film, so it's clearly not perfect, but I think it is charming as heck, and if you give it a chance, you'll have a lot of fun with it. I hope we get to see more of Blue Beetle in the future.